भाई भतीजावाद, परिवारवाद। भारत जैसे लोकतंत्र में जहां लोग गरीबी से जूझ रहे हैं, जब ये तरफ से देखते हैं, एक तरफ वो लोग हैं जिनके पास रहने के लिए जगह नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ वो तरह लोग हैं जिनको अपना चोरी किया हुआ माल रखने के लिए जगह नहीं है। भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ एक निर्णायक कालखंड में हिंदुस्तान कदम रखता है।
Let me remind him, a lot of parivars exist within the Bharatiya Janata Party, many parivars. We cannot forget that. Whether it is Shri Amit Shah, whether it is Shri Rajnath Singh, whether it is Anurag Thakur, whether it's Jyotiraditya Scindia, whether it is the Mundis. Democracy gives everyone the equal right to be able to contest an election. And if they get a stamp of approval from people, that's the biggest stamp of approval this year.
A full-blown political war has erupted after Prime Minister Modi's attack on Parivarvad culture during his Independence Day speech yesterday. Now, opposition parties have come out all guns blazing against the Prime Minister and even taunted him to look within his own party first. While Congress President Sonia Gandhi termed the Prime Minister's remarks as an attempt to malign the legacy of the Gandhis, the Nehrus, the Patels and the Azads, AAP leader and Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia countered the Prime Minister's remarks with a Dostwad jibe, essentially saying that along with Parivarvad, the Modi government should get over with Dostwad culture as well.
परिवारवाद, भारत जैसे लोकतंत्र में जहां लोग गरीबी से जूझ रहे हैं, जब ये तरफ से देखते हैं, एक तरफ वो लोग हैं जिनके पास रहने के लिए जगह नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ वो तरह लोग हैं जिनको अपना चोरी किया हुआ माल रखने के लिए जगह नहीं है।
परिवारवाद की बात करते हैं मोदी जी, लेकिन दोस्तवाद भी भारत को खाया जा रहा है। मिलके भारतवाद पे काम करना पड़ेगा। ना परिवारवाद से देश का भला होगा। आज आजादी की सालगिरह है। आज के दिन बहुत साफ मन से इस बात को मान लेना चाहिए कि ना परिवारवाद से देश का भला होगा, परिवारवाद ने भी देश को बेड़ा गर्क किया है और दोस्तवाद से भी देश का बेड़ा गर्क हो रहा है।
Let me remind him, a lot of parivars exist within the Bharatiya Janata Party, many parivars. We cannot forget that. Whether it is Shri Amit Shah, whether it is Shri Rajnath Singh, whether it is Anurag Thakur, whether it's Jyotiraditya Scindia, whether it is the Mundis. Democracy gives everyone the equal right to be able to contest an election. And if they get a stamp of approval from people, that's the biggest stamp of approval this year.
All right, now I'm crossing over to my colleague Arun Dhanta to give us more details about this political war of words. Essentially, Arun, the Prime Minister is not just hitting out at the Congress, he's hitting out at other parties as well. Can you tell us more about the other dynasts that the Prime Minister is hitting out at?
Well, see, Prime Minister Modi has not spoken on these lines where he talked about Parivarvad and the corruption, nepotism for the first time. He had spoken this on various occasions. But the importance of it increases when Prime Minister Modi speaks from the ramparts of the Red Fort. That is something which is very, very significant because everyone was eyeing at that address of Prime Minister Modi to the nation, and therefore when he speaks from that platform is something which is which goes to the people, which really hits to those political parties who have dynasts in their ranks. And his target was very clear. He was hitting out at all those regional setups, which includes the Samajwadi Party, TMC, NCP, Shiv Sena, and Akali Dal. Because RJD also, because we had seen what happened in Bihar, the way Nitish Kumar and Tejaswi Yadav came together and formed the government. Somehow, BJP realizes that in 2024, if all the parties come together, that might create a difficulty for them. So therefore, they do not want to leave any scope, any gap for the opposition parties, and therefore Prime Minister Modi has very appropriately chosen this place and hit out at the opposition parties that the mission and the target that we have set for next 25 years, because we have entered in the Amrit Kal is something where we have challenges of parivarwad, nepotism and corruption, because corruption is also a very, very important tool. We had seen Enforcement Directorate and IT Department, CBI, have been investigating various corruption cases on the leaders of opposition parties. So somehow Prime Minister Modi and BJP know that these two poll planks will benefit them, and if they talk about and if they are able to take these issues to the people, then they will have an easy walk in 2024. So therefore, very strategically, this platform was chosen, and the message was very clear that these things are the roadblocks, these things are the barriers which are stopping us to, reach in that zone where we can call ourselves developed country, or a country which is very much sufficient within itself. And also we had seen immediate reactions coming from the opposition parties targeting BJP, saying that they have their own dynasts in their party. They're talking about Amit Shah, they're talking about Rajnath Singh, that these people have their family members taking advantage out of their political clout.
All right, Arun, thank you so much for joining us and giving us that context. Now, with this, we're heading into a very short break, but stay with us.